Have you ever traveled to a specific country to visit a dirty and dusty place, contrary to the usual custom? Usually people travel to other countries to visit historical sites that have used a particular architectural art. It is interesting to know that there are places in the world that are visited during the year due to their ugliness and dirtiness. Join us to get acquainted with the dirtiest historical attractions in the world. An American named Layla has created a museum of old hair that is remarkable for the people of the world. In this strange museum you can see a collection of old and new hair. This middle-aged woman has spent many years of her life collecting houses and even making jewelry and decorative items with them. Hair curls were used in Victorian England, and some of the hair in this museum dates back to the 17th century. This museum, which is considered one of the dirtiest museums in the world, holds more than 2,000 curls. Another ugly and dirty attraction in the world is the Berkeley Pit. This pit used to be a copper mine. The water in this pit is red and creates a beautiful view, but it is rich in acid and toxic metals. This pit is full of calm and sparkling water, but due to the presence of toxic metals, it has become one of the dirtiest attractions in the world. The length and width of this pit are 1.5 miles respectively. This pit is 1,780 feet deep. Regarding the danger of the water of this pit, it should be said that in 1995, a group of snow geese that had lost their way landed on the shore of this pit. The next morning, 342 geese died on the shore of the pit. Remember that if you succeed and visit this dangerous pit, never touch the water of the pit because it is very deadly. This scary pit is protected and should not be too close. You know that there are different types of mushrooms in the world and you may have seen them in some exhibitions. Most people think of mushrooms as delicious. One of the special exhibitions of mushrooms in Malheur National Forest in Oregon. Rare types of mushrooms, especially large mushrooms, can be seen in this exhibition. This forest should be considered the largest colony of fungi in the world. An area of 2,200 hectares, which is 2,400 years old, has created this strange forest. According to reports, if we weigh all the mushrooms in this forest, it will reach 35,000 tons. It goes without saying that not all fungi in this fork are multiplier. Some mushrooms are wet and some are dry. It is interesting to know that swimming in something other than water can also be interesting. For a swim in pools full of fruit juices, soups, green tea, coffee and other hot and cold drinks, you can head to the Hakone pools. This complex has 25 ponds that are filled with fruit juice instead of hot water. Another ugly and dirty place to see is the gum wall. In this wall you can see colorful chewing gum. This 21-meter wall is full of chewed balloon gum. The people of this region have built a wall with their own efforts that does not diminish the Great Wall of China in terms of fame. The history of chewing gum wall dates back to the 1950s, but this wall was actually chewed gum in 1970. This alley has remained intact for nearly 40 years. Reactions to this wall are different. Some people cover their mouth and nose when crossing this wall. Others prefer to look away. Another group of visitors are looking for a place to stick their chewed gum to the wall. The gum wall is not the only place to stick chewing gum. Some visitors prefer to create works of art by sticking gum on this wall. Shapes like the sun, flowers, animals, etc. have formed on the wall with chewing gum. In the 1970s, shopkeepers around the gum wall protested against the bad smell of the wall, and the municipality cleaned the wall twice. This wall, however, was so interesting for people to stick gum on it again. It only took a few days for the entire wall to be filled with chewed gum. The municipality was eventually forced to recognize the wall. In 1996, an official organization tried to clear the wall, but was denied. However, now that you are familiar with the dirty attractions of the world, you may want to take a look at one of them. But remember not to go near the Berkeley pit, as it is full of poisonous water and may lead to your death. Of all the dirty attractions we read about, mushroom exhibits are perhaps the safest. In addition to the exhibition of mushrooms, the gum wall can also be interesting for you. But remember that the bad smell of this wall does not bother you.